Hey guys, this is DRAGONSTAR here. Everyone was asking me which mods do I use when I play, so I wanted to have a video where I can showcase all the mods that I have. And here's my list, and I'll explain why I have these mods. First one, cube clefts. Some of the clefts on the edge have one tile where it's not particularly visible, so having cube just allows me to make sure that there are no tiles which are not visible for me when I'm walling, since sometimes it needs you to fully wall. Second on the list, improved smooth ground textures. There's a bunch of terrain mods and texture mods. There's no particular order or on the priority, but this is the way I have it set up for now. This is the one which I use. It makes the game look much smoother. The terrain isn't too ununiform. There's still snow. There's like still some stuff that if you want, you can get this one with snow. So it just depends on how your preference is going to look like. But this is the one I use and I prefer. Mangonel range, kind of self-explanatory, where you just see the range of the mangonel. It's pretty useful in Mangonel Wars. No decay graphic. Once you finish a sheep or hunt, it's really useful for that. Super big huntables. I mean, whenever you're pushing your stuff, I really don't want to even have like 1 second of idle time between my pushes. Just less idle time on my scout pushing, the better. Giant chickens, same reason. I don't want to misclick. Just having bigger huntables and bigger chickens and bigger bunnies, GMO bunnies, is the other one, which allows me to make sure all my hunts are always visible to me at one glance. The less I have to pay attention to it, the lower the timing of how much I have to pay attention, the better. So having bigger targets, bigger huntables is always just more clearer for me to see the game. Eco indicators. Some of the eco indicator mods were not working, so this is the one I have. If you put indicators, it will show up at your top left. You can adjust it through the text files. Neely has a video for how to position it if you have a different layout for where you have your resource panel set up. Some people like to have their resource panel set up at the bottom, so you can adjust based on that. Heart house, I have a custom notification for it, but heart house is make a house idiot. I have it as make 3 houses, so whenever I get housed, I make 3 houses. So I have it manually set up. There's again a guide. One of the Finnish YouTubers, JHFE, something like that. I don't want to butcher his pronunciation. That's why I'm just spelling it out. He has a whole guide on how to make custom voice lines and stuff. So you can check that video out to see how I do it. And I made it manually myself. No flash, better panel. This is the more updated version. Get this one instead of the NHK one. I think NHK also updated it, but I have like relied on this one. It just makes sure that all your shit is working properly. Bush trees with separate colors. This is different than an HK's bush tree because it allows you to have different colors for acacia, baobab, and reeds. So that's really helpful. At one glance, I'm able to tell how much wood each of the colors of the woods are going to be. So that's pretty useful. Blue menu mod, super personal preference. You can put whichever you want. No stumps, kind of also self-explanatory. Errorless plant remover, just all of these are more just removes the visual clutter. Flower arrows, one of my personal favorites ever since it was introduced. It just is like slightly more thicker than the normal one when you're shooting projectiles at each other. So it's just more visual cues for me to pick upon when I'm microing. So it's pretty helpful for me. Larger onager projectiles, same reason as flower arrows, just more visibility, improved mangonel shot visibility. It's almost the same thing. This one is for onagers, this one is for mangonels. The rocks visibility sometimes does not work when you upgrade them to onagers, so you have to have a mod for individually both of them. Huge number when you're making control groups allows you to do that. Better command and spectator panel. I have the NHK top control group version. There's a couple of other ones. This one, I think I had it. better resource panel wiper version. I have it overlapping with the other one because you can check which one works for you. Sometimes one of these does not load properly, so I have both of them installed at the same time. Extended tooltip, some of the information that is not available otherwise will let you get used to it. So if you load up your game and go to your tech tree, you'll get more information on what this is going to look like. Ground attack cross. This is the one I use whenever you have a mangonel or a treb or a bombard cannon. It shows you like a circle thingy, which allows you to make sure that it's more easier for you. Huge group numbers, it's the same as this one. This is just like a backup one, as huge numbers. If one doesn't load, the other one will load. Windows standard cursor in game, by far the best cursor one I have used ever since it was made available in the game. This is the best one I have been using ever since I installed it. I've never really I tried the other ones. This is the most accurate one out of all of them. Green flashing age up button. Whenever you have the resources, you'll be able to see what it is. Sheep rank, pretty useful if you are not used to scouting around how to find your resources. Sheep rank is a really good guide, even at my level, which is like probably top 50 now. So it's pretty useful. Shorter houses, less visual clutter. I like slightly shorter houses. It's personal preference. Just allows me to re-wall and stuff and get more information whenever some units are standing behind my houses. No embers, removes the fire embers from your main menu and your game. Just takes up a bunch of GPU space for no reason. Bigger animals, it makes your sheeps and stuff bigger. The only thing I would advise is put the huge GMO bunnies and super big huntable at a higher priority than the bigger animals, because it also has huntable. I mostly use it for herdable. I don't use the super big herdables because that looks too big, especially if you have a lot of them under your TC. So I prefer the NHK one size. Open TC, it removes the sheds from under your TC, makes it more like whenever I'm collecting hunt or sheep or something under my TC, it just gives me a more visual line of sight on. At one glance, I'm able to pick out what my villages are doing under my TC. Minimap TC orbit, this makes a circle on the minimap where center of the town center is the same thing. If you've used this one, you can check it out how it feels like, and it should be pretty good. Smaller mule cart, I prefer this one over the donkey one. I'm not sure what it's called. I have tried that one. It's a little bit weirder because the donkey one has um, hidden surface area, or like your units bump into dead space, and it's like not as clear on how to set it up to make sure my villages don't get hurt. So smaller mule cart just feels better to set it up. Like the cart in the back helps you wall up. I prefer that for that reason. 50% increase. I like this one a little bit more than the 25 one or the standard one. Just bigger minimap allows me to. Again, all of this stuff is just more visual things that are helping me during the game, where I have to spend less time processing the information and immediately getting all the necessary indicators to get my game much faster. Bigger chicken and mouflon. Same reasoning as the above one. I just want to have one backup in case one of the ones doesn't load. Sometimes it happens. Sometimes updates break. I have a back. I would recommend backing all of these up on a desktop folder. All the mods. Pretty useful as well. Bigger spearmen, bigger pikemen, halberdier. When you're microing your scouts, these help, especially if you randomly take hits from the spearmen. Having this one allows you to make sure you are always making correct decisions on engaging the spearmen. Resource panel, bigger font, all white. So if you want a bigger font, this is the one you use. Green Arabia minimap. Lighter colors are harder to look at when you're looking at the minimap. So Green Arabia makes your minimap green all the time, basically, even if you have a desert map in the game. Small walls. You can. This is like a custom one that I made, but you can do the NHK one. It's the same thing. I just have it a little bit differently set up. Monk conversion effect just shows a orange halo around your converted units, gives you an indicator. Icons for Rata mode, kind of self explanatory. Great Bombard Cannon, it's a Bombard Cannon reskin, says it over here. Makes your Bombard Cannons look like Age of Empires 3 Turkish Great Bombards. Better resource panel, backup, building foundation label, pretty useful. New Palisade, it's the Palisade reskin, pretty useful. This is the one I use, small flag version. Bigger and eye-catching relics, makes your relics bigger, so easier to spot. No intro, skips the intro. Flower bushes, I prefer this compared to the small bushes. I used to use the small bushes, but flower bushes is more flat and easier to adjust my units. Fish trap with grid shadow. Yeah, I mean, fish traps just have a shadow, so it's easier to put them. Mostly useful for Black Forest. Like it's 90% useful in Black Forest, 10% on other maps. Useless plant remover, just a backup for the other one, errorless plant remover. Dock for fish boom, you can get a custom dock. There's a bunch of custom ones. New fish border, this is the one I use. You can get the other ones. Now these are all the map packs and menu mods, and that should be pretty much it in terms of all the mods I have right now. Sometimes I add more, sometimes I remove more. Usually I'm just browsing, going to uh, graphic, and sort it by date created, and scroll through the top to see what has been introduced. So like this one, gray smooth terrain, if you like that, you can get it. So I'll always just keep a eye out on any new um graphic mods, or maybe sound mods or something, or random map. If I want to get a map pack which I want to train with, this is the way I set up my mods. I look at whichever new mod that feels more useful. I just check their description, see, and